I am David Gethers, and I got next.
You next up and you ain't been on SportsLifeTalk. Like, what are you doing? Hey, you better hit him up. Look, you breaking next and you up next. Keep the wins go hard. Rising star on the big scene, make them know who you are. You don't break a sweat, don't settle for less. They put you through that test, your resume that flex. Who got next? Who got next? SLT, ready, set, go. Who got next? Who got next? Living my dreams and all your goals. Who got next? Who got next? You can ask B. Jones or head coach. Who got next? Who got next? You next up, so here's my vote. Chill.
SLT Nation, how you living today, family? Welcome back to another episode of Sports Life Talks. You got next, and I know y'all are probably thinking like, man, B. Jones a little bit quiet today. You know why? Because we are going to deliver you a raw, uncut, authentic conversation today. And I want to tell you right now, we are not going to stray away from what You Got Next is all about. That's right. We are still here to talk about amazing human beings, doing phenomenal things, and living out big dreams. But today, we're going to take you down a path from dark to light. And it is going to be so inspirational. So buckle up and allow me to introduce you to Mr. David Gethers. I'm not going to steal the thunder of your story, David. I'm going to let you tell your story, but I want to introduce you to Sports Life Talk Nation. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing great. What about you, gentlemen?
Oh, we good, man.
Man, we are excellent. The fact that I don't know how the stars aligned, and we got the opportunity to meet you at one of our events out there at the New U in Frisco, or Brooklyn's in Frisco. It was crazy, and I'm just so thankful to be able to share your story. And if you're asking who am I am your host, the mouth of the South, B. Jones, the Louisiana, Mr. Yeet himself, rocking alongside of my co-host, my brother, my partner in crime, the head coach, KT. Kev, how you feeling, man?
Man, I'm just ready to hear this story. This story needs to be told to the world. It's a redemption story, so please.
Redemption.
Hey, take your shoes off. You can pull an Al Bundy if you want to. Put your hand in your pants and enjoy it.
Hey, but before we get started, Kev, we got to pay the bills. We got to ask you guys for a quick favor. First and foremost, we want to thank you for checking out the channel. Me and Kev, we've been doing this, for the whole entire 2021 season. One of You Got Next has been phenomenal. We couldn't do it without you. We want to thank you so much, whether you just came by to hear David's story, or you wanted to see what the You Got Next program was all about, or even if you just accidentally stumbled across us. Stay tuned, buckle up, because today is amazing, but we got bigger and better shows coming. So in order to get a first-class ticket, an invitation to those shows, I need to ask a small favor of you. All right? On the count of 3, Sports Life Talk Nation, we want you to become part of our tribe, become part of our family, and smash that subscribe button. It's that simple. No money. It's free 99, straight click currency. Are you ready? Here we go. 1, 2, 3. Boom. DG, did your people? Did you just hit the subscribe, David?
Hey, I'm already a member.
All right, cool. So if y'all watching this on the playback, thank you. Remember, season 2 of You Got Next is going to be bananas. And when I tell you, it's going to be nuts. We already got some guests lined up for y'all. So just hit the subscribe, hit the bell notification, and come rock with us. But before we get to the celebrations and the games and the fun that we play, we got to take you through the Sports Life Talk initiation. Mr. David, are you ready for this?
I'm ready.
All right, Kev, let's rock.
All right, David, to initiate you into the SLT family, you got to give us your top 5 music artists.
Number 1, Tupac. Number 2, Face. Number 3, Ice Cube. Number 4, Guru. Number 5, Heavy D.
I like him, Kev.
Hey, black coffee, no sugar, no cream, man.
No
Hey,
sugar, no
Heavy D,
cream.
is that the first heavy? You know, I don't think that's the first Heavy D we've had, Kev. It may be, but
No. It's only because when he was on the live show, he said Heavy D.
that's what it was. so we
That's
brought
my
it
boy.
on. But I know it was the
Big
first
head.
guru. I know it was the first guru though.
First guru is not
For
the
sure.
first face. But yeah, that's a solid top 5. So
I like it.
give us your favorite sports teams.
So basketball is the Chicago Bulls. Football is the Dallas Cowboys.
We
Lord
rap.
have mercy.
We
How'd
rap.
you sell your soul? People in Chicago right now jumping out of buildings upset about that comment. People are just in disbelief. A Chicago native saying
I get it all the
Dallas?
time. They be like, how are you a Dallas fan from Chicago? And I tell them all the time, blame my mama, man.
Oh,
Blame my mama. She was a football head. And when I was growing up, the Cowboys came on every Sunday.
fair enough. That's
I thought that's who I was
the
supposed to
one
cheer
thing
for.
that the Cowboys have done. The best marketing team ever. As a matter of fact, they're the most profitable NFL team due to that successful ability to market. So
And that's why we're America's team. David, you don't have
Absolutely.
to apologize to anybody for being a Cowboys fan, man. Forget them, man. I got your back.
All right.
All right, so tell us who your favorite superhero is and why.
My favorite superhero is Batman. When he's Bruce Wayne, he's a philanthropist. He's helping out those who are in need, and he's trying to better the community in whatever way he can. And then when he put that mask and that cape and that suit on, he out there saving the world. And I like to think of myself in the same way. In my everyday life, I'm out there trying to transform somebody else's life and make them a great person. And I believe we need more superheroes like Batman, who's willing to get out there, pick them up out of the gutter, shine them up, clean them up, put the people on the pedestal and let them shine.
Kevin must have gave you these answers before the show. My goodness.
Hey, great answer.
I don't know if I'm going to make it another 24
Be
minutes Sports Life Talk Nation.
B. Jones. Great answer, David. That's my Batman voice. All right.
Oh, my goodness.
All right. So since every superhero needs their theme music, what would your theme song be?
Whitehead and McFadden, ain't no stopping us now.
Ain't no stopping us now.
We're on the move. Yes, sir.
B. Jones, don't hate on
Hey,
us.
that
We
song
just
kind
got-
of go, though. That song kind of
Yeah,
go.
yes,
I
sir.
like that
Hey.
one. Hey.
And if y'all listen to the lyrics, they talk about being down and out and getting back on your feet and not letting nothing hold you back, not letting nothing hold you down. Just keep on moving ahead. And that's what life is all about. That's what Defy the Odds is about. No matter what you go through, keep going.
Now, I got to admit, Kev, that's the first person that gave us a breakdown on the song.
And that fits him perfectly. That's perfect.
That does fit him perfectly.
Well, B. Jones, he was already in the family.
He was already on the family. So
let's go ahead and rock it. Man.
So to give you guys a little bit of background, because I don't know how much, I don't even know how many questions I'm gonna be able to ask him today, because this story is just so good. I'm gonna sit back and enjoy it just like you, but I'm enjoying it for the second time because we got the opportunity. We were out on a summer jam type of event located at the barbershop. One of our friends of the show, Brooklyn, invites us out every year. We go out there, we speak. David shows up, and Brooklyn was like, "Hey, y'all guys got to meet this dude." And I'll be honest, I didn't have any idea of the news and the story that I was about to hear. The story captivated me and Kevin so much, we immediately looked at each other and say, we got to give this a opportunity to be one of the voices on our platform. So I wanted to give y'all that background because I don't know if we're going to be able to dig in the wells and show you redemption, as Kevin so eloquently said earlier today. I don't know if we're going to be able to find you a more story that's going to tell you how you never give up and how you never quit and truly how to defy the odds. So, David, listen, you're from Chicago. Everybody know you're from the south side Chicago. All right, man. But I'm gonna let you take the wheel on this one, man. So tell us, David, about your story.
So, typical African-American family on the south side of Chicago. If I have to describe my neighborhood, I would say it was underfunded, underserved, and undervalued. The expectations for African American men in my community was either prison or death. Those was it. That was it. So I came up on the rough side of the city, on the hard streets of Inglewood, Sanford Stewart, and it was drug infested. It was crime infested. It was messed up, if I to be honest. And so my mom, she did her best. She tried to protect me from the life of the streets. And I remember when I turned 18 and I graduated high school, she was like, you either going to get a job or you're going into the military. So I was like, let me go to the military. At least that's a career. I made it. I can go and change my entire life. So I joined the United States Marine Corps. They fly me off to California, and I'm thinking I'm going to do big things. Well, I ended up getting injured while I was in the Marine Corps. Military career got cut short, and so they sent me back to Chicago with no plan, no dreams, no goals, no aspirations, no nothing. And so I became a victim of my circumstances. And at the age of 24, I shot and killed another human being. I took his life. And that was a horrible decision. And so, of course, prison comes next. And when I get to prison, I'm sentenced to 30 years at 100% in the Illinois Department of Correction. So this took place in 1996. I got found guilty in 1998, and I was whisked off to the Illinois Department of Correction to spend the next 30 years in prison. I'm scheduled to get out of prison in 2028. But this story is about redemption. And the only way I can tell you about a story of redemption is, one, I had to get out of prison before 2028. And two, what did I do with my life now that I have screwed it up, if you will? So I didn't want my life and the last story about my life to be me taking someone else's life.
Wrapped up in a murder.
Right. I didn't want them to be like, oh, that's David, he committed murder. I didn't want that to be the story of who I am. So I never forget, I had just made it to prison. I've been there probably about 30 days, 60 at the most. And my grandmother came to me and she said, God told me to give you a message. He said, if you surrender your life to him, that you will not do 30 years in prison. So I was like, okay.
Gotta listen to grandma.
Gotta listen to grand, man. And so I didn't know what surrendering meant. I didn't really know how it looked. I knew who God was, but I really didn't know what surrendering, to God really meant. So I said, hey, I'll try it. And so I was just like, you know what? Let me surrender. And so surrendering for me, I just started doing the right thing. Just started walking the straight and narrow, started trying to live the best life I could, especially while I'm in prison. So then my mother, she came to me in the year, it was 1999. And she said, son, I think you need to start journaling and collecting your thoughts. I was like, okay. So she sent me my first journal. She was like, here, I need you to start writing in this. So I was like, okay. So make a long story short, I'm in prison. I'm writing, surrendering, and becoming a better person. So in 2013, they decide to let me out of prison. That's 15 years earlier than what was expected. 15. Now, that's a miracle in itself. To be in Chicago, to be a black kid on the South Side, you done committed first-degree murder, and you only do 15 years in prison? That's unheard of. But I remember my grandmother's words. If you surrender your life, God said you will not do 30 years in prison. So now here it is. I have a second chance at life. I'm 41 years old. It's September the 12th, 2013, and I am being released from prison. So what do you do when you get out of prison at 41 after 15 years with nothing but a high school diploma? I began to take the steps of redemption and making a better use of the name David A. Gethers. So I enrolled in college, and I started school January of 2014. I got my first degree in May of 2016. I graduated with a bachelor's degree in communication. Then from there, I went on and got my master's degree in urban ministry, and I graduated there in 2019. After doing that, I started my first business, which was David A. Gethers Speaks. And I went all over the country telling people how to change their life. Then I remembered what the jail officer told me when I was leaving. He said, we'll see you back in about 2 to 3 years. He said, and I don't know if y'all will bleep this out, but I got to tell you what he said.
Nah, say it, uncut. Let's go.
He said, you ain't shit. You ain't gonna have shit. You ain't gonna be shit. And you ain't gonna amount to shit. So I'll see you back in 2 to 3 years.
What, now, was he a black man or was this a...
Come on, man. You know he was other persuasion.
Okay. Well, you know, I see stories all the time of African-American cops who do that. So, I was curious about that. That's crazy.
But David, so it's a part of the story that you left out. I don't know if you're going to get to.
I was...
Kevin, boy, you been reading my mind. Yes.
About the parole, how you didn't
even apply for it.
Yeah, you didn't apply for anything.
Oh,
so tell us about
that.
You
want me to get... Okay, so how did I get out 15 years early?
Yes, tell us how you got out 15 years early. Okay,
so of course my grandmama said, if you surrender to God, that you won't do 15 years in prison. So I'm sitting in prison, and the warden comes to me and said, Gethers, we need your ID. I'm like, what you need my ID for? And he was like, me and him got into a riff about it. He said, young man, he said, the day I saw you, I knew you didn't belong here. He said, and the reason why I want your ID, because I'm transferring you to a minimum security penitentiary because you won your appeal and your out date now is 2013 and you no longer qualify for maximum security.
Now, what day was this?
This was in...
Oh, what year? Yeah, what
this
year
was in 1999. So this was literally no more than a year after my grandmother told me to surrender.
Wow, okay, so it's 1999, and now you've been told that, hey, you're getting out super early. You're getting out earlier than what you was anticipated.
Yes, much earlier than anticipated. I wasn't expecting to go home in 2028. The warden tells me I'm going home in 2013. Now, at first, I didn't even believe it. Reason why? He said I won my appeal, but I won an appeal that I never filed.
Wow.
I didn't file an appeal. So I'm like, how do I win an appeal that I did not file? So I'm like, okay, they got the wrong person. So this is a hoax. But me, yeah, I'm surrendering, but I'm like, I ain't saying shit to nobody.
Hey, let me pack my stuff. Let me pack it up. I got some shaving cream over here. I got to grab.
I ain't saying nothing. I'm just gonna let this thing play out. But what ended up happening is during my trial, the state's attorney made some errors that were very egregious. And this is very, very rare. So the state's attorney, the judge, and the public defender, now I found all of this out on the back end. All three of them got together, they had a conversation, and they was like, well, this is what we're going to do. Well, he already admitted to taking a young man's life, so we know he's guilty on that part. But all the other circumstances surrounding it, they kind of shady and iffy. So what we'll do, to call it even Steven, we'll just make him do half of his time and we'll call it even Steven. And so what they did is they just sent the results to me. Well, they sent it to the warden, and the warden told me, And so once I found out the backstory and I saw the paperwork and saw that it was real, I was able to let out a sigh of relief. I'm like, oh, this is for real, for real. I'm going home in 2013.
So now
And
you
so
serving. So are you serving your time with a different kind of mindset or mentality? Because I mean, you still got about 12 years to go. So are you? What's kind of the mindset? What's going on through your mind at this point in time? Like, hey, I'm going to this minimum security prison and I got to buckle myself down for another 12 years or 11 years, whatever that looked like.
And so I automatically said, well, my grandmother told me to change my life. So I started that. My mother sent me my journal in 1999 and told me to start writing. So I actually started writing. And a lot of people ask me on the backside, how did the transformation really take place? And I tell them all the time, it started with my journals. Because as I started writing, I was able to reflect on who I was as a person, what my beliefs were. And I came up with this phrase that your perspective, your belief, they affect your ABCs, your attitude, your behavior, and your choices.
Ooh.
And so I began to really dig deep about what I believe.
Okay.
Because I wanted my attitude to be a positive attitude according to my beliefs. I wanted my behavior to be a positive behavior according to my belief. And I wanted my choices to be positive choices according to what I believe. And when I talk about what you believe, I'm not talking about, do you believe in God? Do you believe in Allah, Hare Krishna, or all these other things? No, who are you and what do you believe?
Your moral fabric.
Your moral fabric. And that governs your ABCs. And so I just started writing. And my writing is what changed who I am completely.
Now, do you still have the journals?
Yes. I still have 3 journal books. Each one contains about, probably about 1,000 pages in each one of the journals. And so I started writing. I brought them home with me. And I remember in about 2017 or 18, a young man asked me, could he read my journals?
I was just about to ask you, have you ever shared?
And I was like, can you read my journals? And truth be told, I never expected to share my journals with nobody. But when that young man asked me, could he read my journals, and I let him read some of them, he said, man, this is some good stuff. And so when he said that, I said, really? He said, man, you should let other people read it. And so that's when the idea came into my head for my book, WeakDay Remedies.
So you telling me you murdered somebody, went to jail for 15 years.
Yes, sir.
Came out,
yes,
got
sir.
a master's. Not just a bachelor's, got a master's. And you became an accredited published author as well?
Yes, sir, I am. On Amazon.
On Amazon.
You make it to Amazon.
That is insanely crazy. Now, before the show, I said, what is your title? You said, I'm not a motivational speaker. That's generic. I am a life transformation specialist. What does that title mean to you? And how does that personify who you are, David Gethers?
So that title means everything to me. How I clarified it from motivational speaker to life transformation specialist. When you go to the doctor, you go see a general practitioner, and he can pretty much work on everything. But then if he finds something wrong, he sends you to a specialist.
That's right.
Who works on one thing in particular. And so I don't try to get outside my body or outside my lane. There's one thing I can do well, and that's change somebody's life.
Or either teach them how to change their own life.
Or how to teach them to change. And one, because I had to change my life first. And everything I teach people is the principles that I apply to my own life. And so I was like, this is my specialty, changing someone's life. And so I was like, hey, I'm going to be a life transformation specialist. And so that means the world to me, because most of the times when I encounter someone, I like to say they're stuck on the front side of adversity, whatever that adversity may be. Lost a spouse, lost a job, got pregnant at 16, didn't make it to your favorite college, been to prison, been molested, whatever the adversity is. Most of us are stuck on the front side of that adversity. And so when I meet them, I'm like a modern day Moses. I'm going to help you get through this Red Sea, and I'm going to lead you to your promised land. Because the promised land is your greatness. The promised land is you becoming a star. The promised land is getting on the other side of that adversity. Because, not to minimize it, but that adversity was only 10 seconds of your life.
Is that how long the interaction happened?
Oh, yeah, it was about a 10-second interaction.
That's insane.
A 10-second interaction changed my whole life. And if we can get people to the other side of those few seconds, there's millions of seconds of a great life left for you to live. But we just got to get you to the other side.
Goodness, Kev. Oh my God.
Yeah. So David, tell us more about the Defy the Odds. Where did you get that title? Did you come up with it, or did somebody else help you with that?
No, I came up with the title myself, Defy the Odds, because unfortunately, when someone commits a crime as heinous as my crime, the odds are stacked against you to recover. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. The odds are stacked against you. You got all type of red tape, and you got all type of barriers, and you got all type of doors that will be closed in your face just off the mere fact that you tell someone at 24, I committed first-degree murder. And so
it go beyond that. I mean, to come out of Chicago as a black man in a underprivileged community, and it don't matter what crime you commit, to even be sentenced to 5 years, you got to come out and the journey is going to be hard. But 15? Like, yes, the odds were, I mean, you are literally 1 in a million, my friend.
Yeah, that's what they tell me. And I want to change that.
And that's the right mentality.
I don't want to be the highlight. I want my story to be every man's story when they get out of prison. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to prove y'all wrong. I'm going to defy the odds. I'm going to become what you didn't think I could become. I'm going to do what you didn't think I can do. I'm going to go where you didn't think I can go. And I'm going to accomplish everything I set my mind out to do. And so I said, you know what? I'm going to defy the odds.
Kevin, I got goosebumps, man. I got the hairs on my arms. I got goosebumps, bro.
It's like every other show, we'll have one that we have to move up into the top 5 and we got to bump something out. So whoever got bumped out, hey, our bad. But
I'm pretty sure they understand. I'm pretty sure they understand, man.
Well, B. Jones, it's time for us to have a little fun, man.
You ready to have a little fun?
Yeah. It's not that we're not having fun, but you know what I mean. Listen.
All right, well, Kev,
have a little fun.
I'm not going to get as bad as that. We'll catch a case on you, but I'm about to put something on your head. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the championship rounds, a part of the show where Kevin and I, we turn on each other. We go tit for tat, and we play a little game. It's a friendly competition. The name of that game is championship rounds. Now, David Gethers, have you ever played a game called Would You Rather?
Probably as a kid or something.
It's okay.
It's familiar.
It's a very simple game. Let me break down the rules to you. Both hosts, Kevin and I, will give you an option. We will present to you a statement or a case. You have to select one of those options. Whichever option you select, that host will gain a point, okay? The first host to get 2 points or the best out of 3 will win this episode's game of championship rounds. It's just that simple, all right?
Okay.
For those of you who are keeping up with us, this thing has gotten way out of hand. I promise y'all I'm still going to come back. It might be season 2, but I think Kevin is going to win the season 1 crown. We might come up with a little trophy or something, Kevin. We might do something crazy like that. But right now the score is 52-43. So Kevin has a healthy 9-game
So, Pete Jones, let's
lead.
just keep it real. Season 1 is already a wrap. We're just playing now for fun. Okay, so
Well, we still might got like 12. I got to look at that. I think we got 12 or 13 games.
Once I got to 50, man, it pretty much solidified me as the champion of the season.
think you're a little bit. We'll talk about it a little bit later because right now this is about us. But I'm gonna challenge that. All right, so David, you got any questions? Because if not, Kev is our defending champion, and I will let him take over.
Well,
Let's go, Kev.
That is so gracious of you. All right, round 1. Would you rather start a Defy the Odds podcast that goes viral and people from around the world can sign in and give their testimonies on YouTube, or
would you rather start your own Defy the Odds Leadership Academy, spreading your story throughout the country, traveling year-round, and allowing people to come on stage and tell their stories as well?
Oh, man. Is there such thing as a tie?
No. You got to select one. So you either got to do the American tour, or you got to sit at the house and do your own podcast.
And I'll produce it.
And not travel and not see all kind of parts of this beautiful country.
I'm going to have to go around the world and travel and
country.
tell a story. The
country.
And tell a story.
The mouth. Oh,
hey.
duh.
You had a free producer over here, Dave, and you just blew it.
All right, round two. All right, here we go. David, it ain't gonna get no easier, so.
That was a tough one.
All right. Well, David, would you rather have your own Netflix series based on your life story, directed and produced by Shonda Rhimes, or
have your story directed by Tyler Perry and aired on their own network?
It's a movie, though. Mine is a series. His is a movie.
Man. That's a tough one, man. A movie or a series?
And Shonda Rhimes don't miss.
Well, you know, Tyler Perry, man.
Tyler Perry don't miss either.
He started off in a car, so he defied the odds, and look at him now. He's a billionaire.
Yeah, but Shonda Rhimes going to get you a season 2.
Hey, head coach, I'm going to have to go with you on this one, man. Movie, the bright lights, box office.
P. Jones, you give me some respect.
Y'all making this tough.
All right, so round 3, for it all, and one of us
for it all.
We'll be mad the rest of the show. So, would you rather work with Nike and Colin Kaepernick on a clothing line and shoe deal that benefits HBCU students and student athletes, or
for the win, would you rather have an up-and-coming brand give you a clothing line, the Defy the Odds clothing line, where your proceeds could go to anyone out there looking for a fresh start after serving their time?
I'm going with Mouth for the South, man. You got it with the serving the time.
There it is. Hoop, there it is. We back in the win column. Yes, the Mouth of the South, ladies and gentlemen. Kevin, that is what I'm telling you. I felt a shift. I felt the shift in the atmosphere. I'm 8 games away.
You're welcome, sir.
I'm coming, sir.
You're welcome.
I'm coming, sir. That's all I'm going to say. I'm coming for your neck.
Oh, hey.
All right, David.
Y'all made this tough. Y'all made this real tough.
That's I got to give a shout out to Kevin. He produces the championship round. So, all right. So, with that being said, David, the title of the show is You Got Next. All right.
Mm-hmm.
What does the future hold? You already an accomplished author. You already got a master's. You already do tons of speaking engagements. You everywhere. You outside. You working hard. But tell us, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I see myself with the next book, Volume 2. Because like I said, I started writing in 2000. I wrote all the way up into 2013. So the book is going to come out in volumes. So I'm going to release some more of those. That Netflix series, I'm definitely would like to try to get that off the ground. I've already did a mini film of my story. And so I'm doing that. So I would like for that to be real life within the next 5 years. And I want to be traveling all over this country, transforming people's lives.
Man, you just told Shonda Rhimes no. You told Shonda Rhimes no. I don't know if
he said yes to Tyler Perry. So stop that. All right, Dave. Okay, so besides Instagram, where can people find you?
They can find me on LinkedIn. I'm all about business. I had to give Facebook up, It was too much of a distraction. So I said, I'm going to go with Instagram and LinkedIn. But they can also go to my website at defytheodds-dag.com. DEFYTHEODDS-DAG.com. I almost forgot my own website.
Bright lights, man. I know how it goes.
All right, so you have any shout outs?
I want to shout out you two guys.
Man, thank you.
Because you guys are giving people an opportunity to tell their story. You're giving the world an opportunity to hear some amazing stories that they probably would not have been able to hear if it wasn't for you two guys. And so I want to encourage you and empower you to continue to do what you all are doing, spotlighting those who don't necessarily have the big name yet, and giving them an opportunity to share their story, to impact your network and to grow their own network. And I think all of us together, if we all just lift up one person, when it's all said and done, we can change humanity and we can all be great.
Yeah, that's deep. But I'm still kind of upset with you. So the Defy the Odds podcast is now. All right, so David, we're family now. You know, family, we look out for each other. With that said, we're always looking for the next best guest on our series, on the You Got Next series. So David, we're asking you to nominate the next person that we should have on.
To nominate the next person, because I know tons of people like myself who done got out of prison. Matter of fact, I got a great person for y'all. He got a great story. He went to prison at 15, and he's now the manager of Walgreens. And He does not, all he has is a GED. His story better than mine. He got a GED.
What's his name?
Let's go.
His name is Parise Tolbert. PARISETOLBERT. This man got a GED, and he is the store manager at Walgreens.
Parise Tolbert, you got next. Be on the lookout. We coming for you.
Because I need a discount on some of these prescriptions I got, man. It's trying. All right.
All right. David Gethers, life transformation specialist, Chicago's finest, Defy the Odds CEO, author. I mean, you're a phenomenal person, man. We want to thank you for coming on the show. And I want to reassure you that SLT Nation will be behind you in every step of your journey. We appreciate the kind words. But today, sir, you got next. SLT Nation, thank y'all for rocking alongside of us again. I told y'all it was going to be a little emotional, but hey, it was fun. And we, you know, and these stories like this, we have to buckle down and just hear it sometimes, because at the end of the day, there is opportunities on the other side. And if and speaking of giving opportunities on the other side, we're going to give y'all another opportunity to smash that subscribe button to be a part of our family. Come join our tribe. I'm telling y'all, we know that 500 of y'all could be more powerful than 5 million. So if you authentic, you real, you want to keep this journey, help us keep this mission and keep this journey going, please smash that subscribe button. And if you want to see a lighter side, right? We were serious today. If you want to see a lighter side, there's hundreds of these You Got Next episodes in. We also go live every Wednesday nights at 8 o'clock p.m. Central. Please come hang out with us. I'm telling you, it's crazy. We laugh. We make fun of each other. We debate. It's about sports. It's life. It's relationships, fashion, sneakers. As you can see, I'm a sneakerhead. I mean, we cover it all. One straight hour, Wednesday night. Come kick it with your boy. And that's at Sports Life Talk on YouTube, and hit the notification, and you'll get a front row seat to the party. Kev, I'm only 8 away. I'm telling you, I know you're a little nervous. I don't see it yet, but it's okay. I hear your heart. Boom, 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 boom. I hear that later on, but I'm going to leave you with the final words.
Because it's like a consolation prize. Like we at the YMCA, everybody gets a trophy. I've already won 50 games.
It ain't over yet. I'm going to count how many episodes we got left.
Season 1 is a wrap, folks. So, David.
Yes, sir.
I was joking earlier, man. I'm going to talk to you about having your own Defy the Odds podcast. You know, rock with SportsLifeTalk, man. I got your back.
Hey, and now I got something I would like to do. First of all, I'm going to give both of you all a book. Because,
thank you.
Hey, I want you all to have a book. Second, I want to give a swag bag to you all to give away to somebody.
Oh, that's dope.
It'll have a Defy the Odds hoodie. It'll have a book, a Defy the Odds bracelet, and I want y'all to give it away to somebody.
All right, so this is what we're going to do. If you rocked with us for the last 30, 40 minutes, then you hear this is the first person to go to our IG page at Sports Life Talk and at David Gethers. You smash the follow and you invite 3 people to this podcast and leave that note in the comments. Say, hey,
subscribe. Subscribe.
And you gotta subscribe to here. You gotta subscribe. So you smash subscribe, send this out to 3 people. Like and follow us on YouTube. Follow us on IG. And follow David's. You will be the winner of this Defy the Odds grab bag. If you like that, David, we're gonna send them to your page and we're gonna show some love to them.
Well, David, normally, I always say, hey, is there a movie to it? Because I'm not a huge reader, but I'm going to read this one, man. And when that movie comes out, this one. We won't be at that world premiere, brother.
Absolutely. Y'all going to be on the 1s and 2s, making it rock.
There it is. Sports Life Talk Nation. We love y'all. Stay safe, be blessed, respect each other, and love one another because together we are better. And keep dreaming, SLT, because you never know. Your story could be the next story on Sports Life Talks. You got next. Yeet.